By this video, hopefully you know the unit circle, you know where all the angles are. I'm going to be just focusing on the axis angles right now. So along the axis, we have, this x-axis. We have the angle here before we start moving is 0. And then if we come up and all the way down around, we have pi. And then if we keep going around, we have 2 pi. And then along the y-axis, we have this angle. If we come up to here, this angle right here is pi over 2. And then, we come around down to here, it's 3 pi over 2. So here's my circle with radius 1. So remember on the unit circle, x equals cosine theta, y equals sine theta. So this point on my circle, the x value here is the radius of the circle, which is just 1. And my y value is 0 because I haven't moved up or down. Here, my x-axis, I haven't moved left or right, so the x value is 0. And the y value is just this radius of a circle, which is 1. Likewise, I come over here. I'm going to move to the left 1 unit. So I have a negative 1 x-axis value and 0 y. And down here, I'm going to be at 0 for x and negative 1 for y. So I know if I look at each of these as an xy coordinate, I know that my cosine of 0 and cosine of 2 pi are the same, and they're both going to be equal to the x value, which is just 1. Sine of 0 is going to be 0. Sine of 2 pi is also going to be 0. And tan is sine over cosine. So I know that tan of 0 is sine of 0 over cosine 0. So that is just going to be 0 over 1, which is 0. Uh, I can do secant, cosecant, uh, and cotan by flipping. So I'll go through those on the next page, actually. So over here, I have cosine of pi over 2 is going to be 0 because it's the x value. Sine of pi over 2 is 1. Over here, cosine of pi is negative 1 because it's the x value, and sine of pi is the y value, which is 0. Down here, I have that cosine of 3 pi over 2 is 0, and sine of 3 pi over 2 is the y value, which is going to be negative 1. So if I want to look at the all the values, so for theta equals 0 or 2 pi for these two angles, I know sine of theta is 0 and cosine of theta is 1. So that tells me tan theta is 0 over 1, which is 0. Cosecant theta is 1 over 0, which is undefined. Secant theta is 1 over 1, which is 1. And cotan theta is 1 over 0, which is undefined. For theta equals pi over 2, sine theta is 1, cosine theta is 0. Tan theta is sine over cosine, so that's undefined. Cosecant is 1 over sine, so it's just 1. Secant theta is 1 over cosine, so it's undefined. And cotan theta is 1 over tan, so it's 0. So for theta equals pi, cosine theta is, let's start with sine. Sine theta is 0. Cosine theta is -1. So tan is going to be 0. 0 divided by -1. And likewise, we'll get the same scenario. We'll get cosecant is undefined. Secant is just -1. And cotan is undefined. Theta equals 3 pi over 2. We'll get the same kind of scenario again, except you'll get sine is -1. Cosine is 0, so tan is going to be undefined. And likewise, cosecant is -1, secant is undefined, and cotan is just going to be, cosine over sine, so it will be 0.